Hello! This week I'm going to answer questions. So the 10-minute technicals are going to be based on questions that I've been asked. Recently I've been asked a lot about paintbrushes and which paintbrushes do what. So I've got a kind of selection of paintbrushes here, and we have a flat wash brush, so a really big brush, flat, great for doing washes or backgrounds over a canvas or your watercolour paper. Then I've got a slightly smaller flat brush and then even a small flat brush. You can get flat brushes in different sizes. This one is an inch, that's half an inch. You can get much smaller and you can get much bigger. We have a comb brush here that looks like a flat brush, but the bristles don't quite all line up and meet. If you look really closely, it looks like a comb. Then we have an angular brush, so slightly slanted at an angle. Then we have a filbert, so it's a slightly rounded brush in its shape and fairly flat, so it's quite a good kind of almost like a hybrid between a round and a flat brush is your filbert. Then we've got our fan brush, so called because it is, look, that is very much a fan shape. Then a round brush, this is quite a big round brush, again you can get lots of different size round brushes. And then a really teeny tiny brush here, which is actually called a detail brush, so really thin and for all those really fine details. This is actually a half size. Okay, so I'm going to show you what these brushes do. Each brush will give you a slightly different brush stroke, and you can use them all in slightly different ways, but this is just a basic video or basic demonstration to show you. Okay, so I'm going to take my flat wash brush. I've got some paint already on my palette. Give my brush a good covering, and the flat brush is going to give me a really lovely wide brush stroke. Like that. Okay, excellent. Then obviously you can get different sizes, so this is just a half size down, so that's an inch, this is half inch. Again, just a really lovely wide brush stroke. Okay. Now the comb brush, hopefully you should see a bit of difference in the brush stroke. It should feel slightly firmer in your paint, and then if I take that down, yes, there we go. Can you see there are lines in the paint? Exactly as there would be if you dragged a comb through paint. You get these kind of streaks through your paint. That's your comb brush. Right, so I'm just going to mix up some more paint colour. Now the smaller the brush, the finer the detail you can achieve with that brush. So having just said that, going to go to our flat, small flat brush. Now your angular brush, what you'll want to do with your angular brush, I'm not going to just do a straight line here, I'm going to do some really nice curved brush strokes. allows you to get some really a nice curve and a nice edge on your brush stroke. Okay, onto the brush. Now my filbert brush, brilliant if you're doing, say, flower petals or something like that. You'll just get a really lovely print of the brush shape, basically. So could you imagine if you were doing that as a flower? Like that, some really lovely little petal shapes from your filbert. Your fan brush is brilliant for using with watercolour, and if you were going to do trees. Some might spread out more than others, so you might just have to tweak your fan brush around a little bit. Spread out a little bit too much. The more you use it, the more your bristles will just come back together. Then your round brush. The larger the round brush, the larger the paint stroke. Again, you could just, it's quite nice circles around brush. Or if you load your brush up enough, you can even just get a really nice point on that brush. Or quite a wide line like that. And your detail brush, up, should give you a really fine, there we go, really fine, thin, almost hair-like line. So have a look, see which brushes you've got at home. I would say the fan is probably the hardest brush to master. Mine has slightly misbehaved, but give it a go. And even if you do what I've done, draw your brushes at the side of your page and then create the different brush strokes, and then that will serve as a little reminder of what brush does what. Excellent, give it a go and let us know how you get on by sharing your pictures with us on our social media pages.